If you're brave, you could take the most dangerous corner in racing right here, full throttle. And I died. Excellent. Alright guys, what's going on? It's your boy, Dude, and today we're going to be making a video. Let's get right into it. It's going to be the 787B setup. I know you guys have been looking forward to this. I made this setup when the game first, or not the game, but the update first came out. And I've modified a little bit here and there since. If you guys just want to take a quick look at it and write it down, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I'm going to explain to you guys how I made the setup, and yeah, basically, let's start. Power ratio, weight reduction ratio, I have it all the way up right now. Obviously, a lot of people run with the BOP and the Racing Hard tires. I feel like my setup stays true to the dynamics of the suspension, even with the tires and the weight and the power being different. That's just a good decision that you guys will have to make based on the settings in the lobby. I feel like the setup is still good, so just keep that in mind. Traction control, not necessary. I put it on sometimes because when I listen to music, I'm not really hearing the car or paying attention to throttle control. It's not needed, but if you do want to run it, then put it on. If you're more comfortable with it, whatever. Brake balance, I put it towards the rear because this car understeers quite a bit. It likes to plow. Definitely not a good car under braking to have, especially at low speed. So I put the brake balance towards the rear to kind of, you know, make it a little more aggressive on entry. It still understeers, but it's better this way. Ride height. Ride height is interesting in this game. If you put it too low, although that helps the top speed, and on a track like Sarth, you might want to bring the ride height down lower, like on the no chicanes version. It might be faster. I don't know. But I think that these ride heights here really seem to suit the car well around most tracks in this game. So if you want to try that, you might sacrifice a bit of your top speed. But again, most tracks, you don't really need it. It's perfect like this. Frequency, very simple. Put it all the way down for both, gives you the most mechanical grip. If you're feeling a little loose, which is kind of unlikely, but you might feel a little bit on throw, you move the rear up. It'll make it a little less loose. Anti-roll bars, again, it's just a nice balance. Obviously all the way up in the back to keep it nice and stiff. That's what she said. But then you want to put 2 in the front to keep the car rotating and keep the car eager in corner entry. If you put it on 1, the steering really starts to wash a lot, so I put it on 2, and I feel like that's probably the best for this car. Dampers, no science behind it, just trial and error. Maybe if you go to a track that's more bumpy, you bring these up like way higher or something, but it really doesn't make a massive difference. It's just trial and error. I found like these were the best. Camber. There's a sweet spot in this game. I would say it's around 1.4 to 1.9. This car I put 1.6, and the rear, same thing. The rear is more about stability. It doesn't really help your cornering that much. And any higher, it gets loose on entry if you put it up too high, and it gets loose on exit if you put it too low. 3.1 is really just a good balance for this car. Toe angle. In GT6, you could put, like, for cars that understeer, you could go all the way over there and it would work. But in this game, that doesn't work, unfortunately. So just put them out a little bit, and it makes the car a little bit more eager again on entry. You notice a lot of what I'm trying to do is to make this car turn better, because it does understeer compared to a lot of the other Group C cars. Downforce all the way up in the front. Pretty much want to run this everywhere because the car again needs front grip, and you give it front grip and it will turn. Rear downforce about here. If you put it too high, contrary to popular belief, the car will not be as good because it will understeer a lot more. I feel like this was a good balance where I had it. I forget where I put it. Jesus Christ. I think it was like around here or something. Okay. But yeah, if you put it too low, I feel like the rear starts to slide a lot, and if the rear slides, the way this game is programmed, when the rear starts to slide, the front starts to wash too. And if you go kind of into a 4-wheel slide, if you get the rear to slide too much, so I don't know why it's programmed in the game like that, and the physics are like that, but hey, this is the best balance, just take my word for it. Drivetrain. Initial torque 5, 14, 5. Now this 14 number definitely can change based on what you're running for traction control. In a perfect world, if the car didn't wheel spin at low speed, I would put this here, because then at high speed the car would turn better when I'm on the throttle. but because of low speed and because of wheel spin issues, I put it on like around 14, and the car feels really, really good. If you're not running traction control, maybe you could put this down if you're not comfortable, but around there is good. Initial torque, again, you just want the car to come off the corner smoothly. You don't want too much jump and too much sliding, so I have it on 5. But you can mess around with that. I've messed around with it on a few cars. Braking sensitivity. When you lift off the gas, there's an engine brake. That's what this is. This has nothing to do with the actual brakes. So just you lift off the gas, it gives you a little more pitch on the entry to the corner through the middle, and it allows you to roll at a little bit of a higher speed. And yeah, that's about it for that. And now the transmission is basically stock. I have it set up for Sarth, no chicanes right now. Just move the final gear left and right to change the top speed. Now I want you to be aware, if you're referring to 5th gear as your top speed, you're being stupid, because on this particular car, this car redlines like crazy. So realistically, I start redlining when I'm at 265. I start redlining like 233, 234. So keep that in mind if you're setting it up for a track that, let's say you're going 220. Don't set it to 220, set it to like 235, 240, you know what I mean? Because then the gears will be a little bit more reasonable and it will make sense. Beyond that, it's basically a stock transmission. I mean, you can do something creative with the flip, but I doubt it will make you very much faster with a 5-speed transmission. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously the video is not over yet. I'm going to do a lap with this car, and yeah, let's get right into that. So here we are, guys, with the 787B. I was about to say the Wankel powered, but that sounds a bit like a dick, so I'm not going to say that. It's the rotary powered, 4-rotor, absolutely screaming engine. One of the top 5 most iconic cars in the Gran Turismo series, easily. I remember in Gran Turismo 3, I used to race this thing as a kid, and here I am, 15 years later, racing it on the latest Gran Turismo game. Let's just get going with this shit. So I could tell you from the outlaps that I've run, this car is going to be pretty damn fast around here. 2nd gear, get a good exit so we can get a good run down the straight here. This has got to be the money lap right here. My PC battery is running low, so this isn't good. Got to be the money lap right here, boys. The engine's screaming right now. Hard on the brakes. Hard on the brakes. Get the car turned in. Not a lot of aero grip working for you here. It's all mechanical grip. Not the best exit. I had to lift at the apex quite a bit, but that's fine. Full throttle through here if you're brave. Hard on the gas almost instantaneously when you get to the other end of the curb. Car really kicks hard there in 2nd gear. Through the S's, little dab of the brake. Try to get a good line through here so you could take it almost flat out at 160 miles an hour. Flat through there. Back into 5th gear. Car screaming so quickly around these corners right now. Oh, hard on the brake. Right before the sign, you got to get on the brake there. Pretty good exit. Just very progressive on the throttle. Into 3rd gear. Now, this is the corner of death. I'm not going to say anything this time. Oh, a little bit of a wall impact there, but that's okay. We're not trying to set a land speed record here. Hard on the brakes once again. Car slows down really nicely. Back on the gas. 3rd gear. And 119.444. Now that is a hell of a fast lap for a car that was designed in the 1980s. Obviously ran in Le Mans in 1991, but what a good lap, man, for this car. Won't be as fast as some of the other Group 1 cars, but that makes sense given the technology. But you also won't have as much fun in other Group 1 cars that you will in this beast. What a drive. And yeah, 119.444. That's going to be the first car on the leaderboard here for Dragon Trail for the cars that I've tested. But that's about it. Let me know if you guys want any other cars to be tested or tuned or any of that stuff. Just let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you're new, subscribe if you're new, and be sure to click that notification bell to not miss an upload. I'll see you guys later. Peace.